Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Welcome, 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 family, to another episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. I am Sincere Love the God. This is my co-host, Nicey Girl,
Hello.
and we got another Thursday episode of the Black Business Showcase. Say peace.
Hey guys.
Got young seven the God in the building. Say peace.
Peace, guys.
All right, don't show your
Got his
underwear, man.
girl.
No, boy,
Oh, that's a
boy.
boy?
Yeah, he just pretty.
All that hair.
Yeah. All right, go close the door, man. I'm live now. All right.
But I want to try out my Zoom parachute to see if it
You gotta see if mom got time for you right now, because right now I can't do it. Okay. All right. Make sure you close this door for me. All right, family. So, like I said, we got another great episode of the Black Business Showcase, and tonight we are going to be joined by former NFL player, actor, producer, entrepreneur, speaker. My brother wears all type of hats. Just an all-around good dude that's going to be joining us tonight for the Black Business Showcase, and we're going to be chopping up some good game. Yeah, that's right. Hit up the YouTube, lovely, modest Empress. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. Come on over. And so, before we bring my brother onto the set, let me let y'all know who we got in the building. Nicey Girl, are you getting an echo?
Yeah. Only on the phone.
Oh, so you're on your phone and the computer?
Yeah.
That's probably why. Oh,
Yeah, I'm
so
on your live.
that's probably both of us. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what it is. That's what it is. All right, so we should be good as far
We're
as
straight
that.
here.
All right. So, how you doing tonight? First of all,
I'm good. And yourself? It's Thursday, the day before Friday. I one more day on the plantation for me, and the weekend begins.
okay, that's what I'm talking about. I got two more, but it's not really the plantation for me. Eyes free,
Right.
eyes free.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I love it. I love it. But yeah, once again, family, we appreciate y'all joining us, tapping in with us. Again, we got another great show planned for y'all tonight. And so let me let y'all know a little bit about our guest for the evening. Like I said, his name is Karon Joseph Riley, former NFL player, actor, producer, entrepreneur, author. Brother wears all type of hats. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get into all of that tonight. But just to give you a little bit of insight on exactly who we're dealing with here, Karon Joseph Riley is a passionate and determined being at heart. Originally, fourth round draft pick of the Chicago Bears, Karon spent 5 seasons on the NFL roster with the Bears and the Atlanta Falcons as a defensive end and linebacker. He is an all-time sack leader in the University of Minnesota history, and he left the university an All-American and a Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Karon's background and knowledge in sports is a given, but his talent does not stop on the field. Karon honed his skills in front of the camera by co-hosting a handful of local sports shows. Upon retiring from the NFL, Karon followed his true passion to act and started training in the craft. Soon after, he nabbed his first role in Russ Parr's romantic comedy, 35 and Ticking, where he shared the screen with heavyweights like Nicole Ari Parker, Kevin Hart, and Megan Good. As a testament to his talent and tenacity, Karon went on to co-star in GMC Network's movie Across to Bear, where he shows his acting chops alongside the amazing talents of Kim Fields and Melinda Williams. In just a short period of time, Karon has done a string of independent films, theater, and television projects, which include Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns, Single Ladies, For Better or Worse, and Necessary Roughness. He then garnered a recurring role on Tyler Perry's Love Thy Neighbor. In 2015, Karan won a dream role portraying his childhood hero, Muhammad Ali, in the incredible independent feature, The Last Punch, alongside Keith David and Ron Rico Lee, which is now making its rounds in several independent film festivals. Continuing on to build his resume, Karan starred in A Christmas Blessing for TV One and plays the romantic lead in Marry Me for Christmas franchise in all four, soon to be 5 installments for UpTV.com. And continuing his success, he guest starred in the new show Love Is, which will be airing on OWN from show creator Mara Brock Akil. Armed with talent, charisma, and unwavering determination, the Will Smiths and Denzel Washingtons of the world should expect company very soon. So I
That's
need y'all to
right.
give a digital round of applause for our guest this evening, my brother, Karon Joseph Riley. What's going on,
All
King?
right.
Peace, peace, peace.
All
I think
right.
that resume needs a little bit of updating, huh?
Right.
Your mic is muted, brother. Your mic is muted.
Peace and love, King and Queen. How y'all doing today,
We're
man?
good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, Sincere. Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, he must have got a hold to that old bio. I'm like, man, it's old. I got to definitely get you the new one, bro. But nonetheless, man, I'm happy to be here, man. And the journey is far from over. So everybody get a chance to catch up on everything that's lately happening and everything. So it's all good, man. What's up, brother? How we doing?
Doing great, man. Glad to have you on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
Out
you
here
for
in
joining
California.
us.
Huh?
I said thank you for joining us.
Oh, absolutely. No problem, man. That's my brother. Sincere asked me if I
Such a
can do it. I'm always
good.
going to pull up.
Man, and that's the thing I was going to say too, man. I definitely want to thank you for that, man, because you just, you always been just such a solid brother ever since I met you. Very down to earth. And, the minute I reached out, asked him to come on the show. I mean, this is a brother that's out there doing big things, top of
Right.
his game, on the movie scene, behind the movie scenes. You know what I'm saying? And, working with some of the heavyweights that I just named, and little old me
Right.
asked him, hey, man, you want to come on the show? Without no hesitation, the brother was like, let's do it. This Thursday, next Thursday, when you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, they don't make them like that, man. They don't make them
Right.
like that. So I definitely appreciate you,
Appreciate
brother.
you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Appreciation goes both ways, y'all. Iron sharpens iron, man. I watched Sincere career grow. Proud of you, man. I'm proud of the music you make and create for the people. And like you said, I got much admiration you have for me. That admiration goes both ways. So all love, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. What you got going on right now, man? What you
Uh,
working on?
I'm in Cali right now, shooting a series for BET. Um, doing that right now. Start working tomorrow. So I've been out here for the last 3 days, quarantining, just trying to go through this COVID protocol and all that. Um, that I got 2 feature films in post that's finishing up right now. Sincere supplies some of the music for one of those movies. Actually, those are going. I produce and I starred in those as well. Mary Switchmas and A Christmas at the Frat House that I produced with my partners Marcus Smoot and Lim Collins. Uh, did that, got those in the can. I think I got about 7 or 8 films coming out in 22.
You always
That
working,
Wow.
man.
Busy.
yeah, that I did over the course of this pandemic, and I didn't really stop working. I actually shot like 5, 6 movies in this time.
Wow.
Yeah, and now I'm about to shoot a mini series called The Black Hamptons. It's coming to BET probably in the spring. I don't know the dates yet, but got a dynamic cast as well on this one, and I'm excited to just add another feather to the cap.
Can you give us a little give us a little bit of what that's going to be about? Can
Black
you share
Hamptons
a little bit?
it's black people with money.
Okay.
It gets to show us another light, uh, in the light of legacy money. What legacy money looks like in our community. Uh,
Mm.
if you
Okay.
ever seen that show Succession, I'm part of a family that owns like one of the most prolific banks in the Hamptons, and it's happened to be an African American owned bank. So a lot of those things, a lot of the little drama that's gonna come along that, and uh, it's a fun little soap opera. I think it's gonna do well for the network and just for the people. Just it's a positive spin on black people.
Indeed, we
Good.
definitely need to
Good.
see that. We
Exactly.
need those type of positive images and just,
Mm-hmm.
to spark the imagination of our people and let us
Right.
see, something other than what we've been shown, what I'm saying, throughout the years, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
we could, our imagination can expand.
Absolutely, and like I said, I'm one of those people that like, look, man, I love power series. I love
Right.
those stories because those stories are um, applicable to our community. Like BMF, man, like if you really look at the side of BMF is one of the most successful drug cartels in the history of man. They say that stuff they did rivaled the cartels. So in one side, that's a very positive thing to see,
Hmm.
but in the
Right.
negative side, of course, what
Going
that
to
does
prison.
for society, it isn't necessary. But you got to always ask the question: why do they have to be the biggest drug dealers in history? Because of the opportunities that society gives us. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Right.
not like, you know, they're knocking down the door to give us all opportunities that our counterparts get. So we end up finding whatever we can do, and as Black people, we survive and we thrive wherever we decide to survive at.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And we're not the
But it's
only
fun.
ones that get into, underworld activities. You know what I'm saying? We're not the only group that has, crime. They celebrate their criminals. You know what I'm saying? They celebrate those as heroes. And you look at
Oh
the
yeah.
mafia stories and all of that stuff. You know,
Scarface.
the difference between them and us is, we're constantly sabotaged and placed at the bottom of society, and we're not allowed to turn our criminal empires into legacy like the Kennedys
Right.
did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like America itself did with slavery. That was a criminal enterprise,
Right.
unlike
That's what I'm saying.
unlike no other. But we ain't gonna go into all that so early. Well, yeah, it's just what it is, man. Like, so
Right.
I believe all those stories are necessary, but I also believe that my purpose is to show a different side and stuff that I can talk about from my studies, from my history, just living, and just from my perspective of life, man. So, you know, I've never been a drug dealer, so I don't know how to tell that story. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm trying to come from a place of truth. So my place is gonna come from either historically truth or fantasy truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm developing the Black Superman movie, and it's gonna really be a real Black Superman movie because he's not gonna come from another planet. He's not gonna come. It's gonna be a black man that came from here. So, um, you know, I just think it's up to, you know, every artist to tell the narrative of the world and try to paint different pictures, man. And Sincere does that with his music as well. Like, he,
Yes.
he's you know, he's intentional about teaching through his music, man. I didn't, man. Like, I read and then I listen sometimes to someone. Sometimes the Sincere says I gotta go look something up, which is always
Right.
which is a compliment to the artist, you know. And those are my favorite artists. I only listen to artists that make me have to think. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you know, Sincere is in the same plethora with me as David Banner, Jay Z, T.R. All the guys who actually say something in their lyrics. So again, salute to you too, Sincere, for what you do, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. So, I kind of want to talk about your history a little bit, man. Your
Right.
upbringing, man. We don't know much about you, man. Where you from? When
Oh.
did you first realize that you were a super athlete and capable of really taking it all the way to the top and all of that? Where did all that come from? With
All
your
right, cool.
parents
Let's
and stuff
see.
like that.
Yeah, born and raised in Detroit. Both of my parents were educators. My mother was a principal. My dad was a counselor. Uh, Funny tidbit is I wanted to be an actor before I ever wanted to be an athlete. I wanted to be an actor in the first grade. I played Puss in Boots in a play, and ever since then I had the bug. And shortly thereafter that, though, is when my athletic ability was discovered. Around 8, I started playing basketball, and I'd already been playing baseball and things like that nature. They already knew I had great hand and eye coordination and all those things. But once it was just, you know, determined that I was a different kind of kid with the athletic ability, you know, everybody pushed me into that. And for me, it was all still performing for me. So
Mm-hmm.
throughout my life as an athlete, my first love was basketball. I switched to football late in high school because I just was like, all right, I'm not growing as tall as I thought I would. And I've always been a very practical thinker in a lot of ways. And then seeing Kevin Garnett up close and personal my senior year made me decide to pick football over basketball and go to college and get a scholarship because I said, man, if that's the future of basketball, it just passed me by. And
Right.
I chose football, and you know, it worked out to be a pretty good decision. I ended up playing 7 years total pro, got my pension, got my arthritis. But again, it was a very valuable lesson for me as well at that time because it taught me to chase my purpose over money and all those other things because playing pro football was completely a money grab for me and just a status thing for me to just, you know, come true of what I had said I was going to always be as a professional athlete when I was a kid. So it was like one of those things I was just trying to make sure the prophecy came true. And in hindsight, I said I was going to be a pro basketball player. And then I kind of turned into my own politician and started playing with the words and the dream and just settled for the other dream.
That's all right. That's all right.
Great
Shoot for
dreams
the
I
But it
moon,
got
end
accomplished.
you
up in
the
the
door.
stars.
Yeah, it was
It
a
got
great
you the
accomplishment.
door.
Yeah, great accomplishment. Taught me so many valuable lessons about hard work, perseverance, and teamwork, and being able to work with different people. So every lesson and everything was a much appreciated experience. Uh, Went to the University of Minnesota. You know, was the all-time sack leader in the history of Minnesota during that time. I played football, and I happened to be really good at it as well, even though I didn't necessarily love it.
Right.
But I do love being really good at stuff. So that's what kept me working hard at that.
Okay.
And then after I retired, man, I jumped right into the next stage. I was taking acting classes in my off season. Even when I was in the NFL, I would fly to LA and I would take training my classes in my off seasons, party and better myself.
Right.
So when I retired, I knew exactly what I was going to do and had a plan and started working the plan. I started training again in class and uh, opened up a restaurant because I knew I needed some auxiliary money to come in while I was chasing this dream, because I knew I had already climbed Mount Everest, but now I walked all the way back down to the bottom, and I got to start back over. So I know ain't no money at the bottom, right?
Right.
So I knew I had a family. I knew I had to sustain my life and keep everything going at an even pace. So that's what I did, man. Restaurant closed down in 2008 because of the damn recession, and next thing you know, I was just a hired gun out there for a while, and I actually needed it because as an actor, you need life experiences to pull from, and
Right.
coming from being a prize star athlete, I didn't have a lot of depth other than just my intellect and my intelligence, just who I was. I was always well read and always very worldly in my mind and conversation, but I hadn't really lived any kind of real struggle and any real kind of life experiences, because when you're an athlete, the world gives you everything that
Right.
you need to be the best, right? So I really was a shallow spirit when I retired, and the next 10 to 12 years of me just hustling and doing every job in the world, uh, up to the point like 2 years ago I could finally stop that and let acting basically sustain my whole life again, which was planned, and only took 13, 14 years, right? Um, But that's where we at, man. I persevered through all of that, and I think through all of that, that's where I got my keep pedaling from, and I got all the different things that I am now through that journey. Without that
Right.
journey, I don't have any of the things I have now. So I tell people all the time, just appreciate the journey, because that's where
Right.
all of the good stuff is gonna happen. Because you get so enamored with the end result that you forget about just the output part and just with the life and living part. Everybody always wants to see the
The
end.
shine.
Yeah, you want to get to the end of everything so
Hmm.
fast. But like I always say, man, don't rush to the end, because the end is the end.
It's the
You
Yeah.
know,
journey.
Right.
yeah, the reward is the end. After that, it's got to be another award, another mountain you got to climb. So I was like, man,
Right.
take your time climbing the mountain, get up them boys safely, and appreciate the top when you get to them, and be careful getting back down.
Hmm.
Everything in life is cyclical. You know what I'm saying? It's ups, it's downs. It's gonna completely always be at a circle. So, be very cool about the people you pass on your way up the mountain, because it's gonna be people on that same mountain that you might pass, and you got to know how to deal with and be cool, because when you coming back down, which is inevitable, you're gonna
Right.
pass people, and they're gonna be either able to let you stay up a little longer, or they're gonna be able to help you descend down and get into a better situation to come back up. So, you know, I know I went all over the place, but
No, that was great. That was
that was
great insight.
the whole journey of where I'm at now.
Great. That was great
So
insight
you
right there.
retired from football and decided to, chase your real dream and passion. Um, are you? Are there any regrets? As far as retiring, maybe too early, because you're a young dude, right? So you've retired really young. Considering NFL players, they kind of go longer than what you did. So to retire so long, but then to chase another dream and still be going on in 2021 and working.
Well, first of all, football is the average career of football is 2.5 years. The
That's
average,
it?
yeah, the average,
Yeah. Very
right?
short.
Yeah, so I'm way above the average as far as the length of time I played. And
Yeah.
football is one of those games that you don't get to, it's a very physical, violent sport.
My son
It
plays.
was even much more violent and physical when I played during my times. And uh, I may not look my age, but I am a lot older than I look. So I put a lot of years into the game. You know what I'm saying? I left the game around 28, 29. At that time, my body was already starting to, I could already tell the fall off was coming. Like
Hmm.
I just wasn't doing the most. I was still amazing, but it was the amazing moments physically were starting to space themselves out. Starting
Right.
I started feeling myself take longer to get back to my base of like, ooh, I feel good again. So I was like, all right, age is coming. But it was one of those things I knew was inevitable, and I never dreaded the end of the football. Like for me, I was anticipating it and almost giddy. Once I got my pension, I was like, all right, I got something to show for this. Now
Right.
it's for me to go into the next stage, which is the acting and producing and entertainment artist world, which I can do until I die.
Right.
And I was actually excited to get to it a lot sooner rather than later, because the only regret you asked if I had any regrets, I don't have any. But I guess if just for the sake of conversation, if I had to have one regret, is I would have started acting instead of going to the pros.
God. Okay.
I heard you say that. I heard you say that in another interview. I was checking you out too, where you said, running up and down the field was kind of a waste of time. You should have been really more in your purpose a lot sooner.
Yeah, and I think, and again, I don't have any regrets because I got things that time gave me. That it wasn't a waste of time in a way, because I got so many valuable tools that helped me prepare for this next journey.
Right.
But I think if I would have played in college and had a great college career that I had, and stopped right there, I think some of the lessons would have still been really good, and I wouldn't have had the bitterness of the NFL in my spirit. Because once I got there, I really started to realize, man, it's really a plant. That's the real last plantation on the planet, man. Like, pro sports is the biggest robbery in the game right now, man. If they can pay LeBron $50 million, how much you think they're making off LeBron?
Yeah,
Right.
say that.
Remember this, like, business is business. Whatever business you got, your labor is never gonna cost you more than 20%.
Right.
Mm.
Wow.
So now, did you always have a entrepreneurial spirit, a boss mentality? Because you know what I'm saying, usually a lot of people with talent, they just think about getting a job, getting a gig, getting a role. You know what I'm saying? But did you always have that mentality where you wanted to be your own boss and be able to create your own lane? Or what sparked that, if anything?
It's a good question. I think it was one of those things that I've always had in my spirit as a man, because I played team sports my whole life, but I've always been a leader in those respective team sports. Even when I ran restaurants, I was general manager. I've always been in a leadership position. So for me, it was more so a thing of necessity to be able to control my legacy and my destiny, man. Like, I've never been somebody who wants to wait for somebody to do something for me.
Right.
I'm always been one of those people who feel like if I see another man or woman do it, then it's just a matter of me just making a decision if I want to do it or not. It's not a matter of ability. It's not a matter of anything. It's literally, for me, a decision.
Right.
Power of a made up mind.
Yeah. So for me, it started just to come to a point, man, where I was like, look, man, I can't be Will Smith. I can't mimic and want to be the next Will Smith or the next Dwayne Johnson if I don't take control of my narrative, if I don't turn into a boss. Because when I study those kind of people, yeah, true, they have talent, but they also have a very intentional vision of themselves.
Right.
And it's a lot different than the average actor or entertainer that basically goes their whole career, never produces or never steps into the boss chair or the entrepreneur chair, and they have great careers. Like, they end up having really successful careers. But I noticed all the top people, the Ben Afflecks, the guys, everybody on every level, Denzel, everybody, they all take control of their narrative, usually sooner rather than later. And that's what the difference is. We're in Atlanta, right? So for me as an actor in Atlanta, I had a goal to become the biggest shark in Atlanta, become the king of Atlanta in the acting world. Like, I don't have to chase Hollywood. I don't care about chasing Hollywood. Hollywood is Hollywood. They built their table. I'm building my own table.
Right.
They don't want me at the table. They already got their one or two guys that look like me at the table. They don't let a lot of us in. They only let a few in at a time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, instead of being a guy who's always wanting something that I'm never really going to get, I decided to go and create and go get it myself and make it myself. Because I come from people who create civilizations. I come from people who created pyramids. I come from people who gave the world algebra, astrology.
Right.
So for me to run up behind them hoping that they give me validation for my talent and my gifts, and ask them to have to feed me and feed my family. I feel like a sucker for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like, yo, my people taught y'all everything. Y'all just got 500 years of free labor, and y'all still ain't got a big enough head start on me, because all I need is a little bit. All I need is time.
And
That's
they
it.
know that. And
They
they
know
know
that.
that.
So, do you think that that's what helped you as well? Having a sense of knowing yourself, knowing where you come from, that helped build you into the man that you are as well? Because I think a lot of times when we don't have an understanding of who our ancestors are, that kind of keeps you stagnant. And for me, because I'm kind of 2014 is when I kind of started digging into history, and it made me grow into a better woman. So I
I mean,
imagine what that do
yeah,
to a man
like
learning, that
Queen,
stuff.
it's a simple phrase. If you don't know where you came from, you have no chance of knowing where the hell you're going.
Going.
So for me, my mother was really big and instrumental about teaching me about my true lineage as a black man, and teaching me that I was always in enemy territory being in America. She always taught me that if I was going to succeed here, I had to be 10 times better than everybody else just to
Yeah.
even get noticed and make it happen.
Like
Um,
tax.
she gave me, stuff to read as a young boy, like the Talented Tenth Papers by W.E.B. Du Bois, uh, different things to read that instilled a sense of responsibility to myself as a black man, to my black race.
Right.
I've always felt like a Superman in a way. It's like I have to be a light and I got to be a beacon, just so we can see. Like when I see a black, when I walk into an establishment full of black men, I don't want you to be mad or jealous or envious. I want you to see me and see you.
Right.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Like,
Right.
that dude in shape. He take care of himself. He confident. He's strong. Like, yeah, dog. It's just a matter of a decision, man. You could be just this same guy. And that's what I want people to see. And that's what Ali was about, man. He was all about showing black people their greatness and just showing it in human form. Like, dude, like they trained us for so long to look outside of ourselves for answers. Ain't
For
no white
answers.
Jesus, ain't nothing coming to save us. We are gonna have to save ourselves. And it starts, like you said, with self-knowledge. Why you think they fighting
Yes.
so hard over the education situation right now with the critical
Right.
race theory?
Critical race theory.
That's been a big weapon for them for a long time. Like, you
Controlling
know,
the information.
what controlling information? They control information. They control education. They
Media.
control everything. The media, all that. So it's like for us as blacks, we got to figure out a way to get back to the source of our history, so we can kind of empower ourselves. Like you said in 2014, you started to feel a different hum in your spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you start learning exactly who you are and where you come from, you move different. Man, I walk out the house every day with the knowledge and information in my DNA that, yo, everything I'm walking on is mine. Like,
Right.
it's just a matter of time before I reclaim this shit, because I know
Right.
that I came, like, my DNA has memory of this. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It's in all
Ancestral
our,
memory.
yeah. And then I tell everybody, if you in this country as a black person, you are one of the strongest of all of us, because
Absolutely.
your DNA made it across one of the hardest passages of life. You know what I mean? 100, they say it's probably up to 200 million Africans were lost in that North Atlantic slave trade.
Right.
200 million. They make the Holocaust and all those things look like a dang on pizza party.
Hmm.
We
You
had the biggest
Hmm.
Holocaust. The Black Holocaust.
we got to come up with a new
Nothing
name.
substitutes that.
Yeah, ours wasn't an attempted extinction.
Right.
Let's
And
call it
that
what it
attempt
was.
isn't over. The
No,
attempt, to
no,
exterminate isn't over.
right, exactly. They praise Abraham. Abraham Lincoln wanted us all he wanted to ship us all back to Africa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they've been trying to get rid of us since after we built everything. They really wanted us to like leave like the housekeepers. You know what I'm
But
saying? Your
again,
housekeepers come
most of
clean
us
up.
were already here. We
Oh
were
yeah,
already here.
no,
So to
Uh,
say ship me somewhere, my people were already here.
right. They wanted to, but you know what they wanted to ship out? They wanted to ship the ones that they brought from the continent back, because the ones they
Right.
brought from the continent was a different kind of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We was a
Right.
different kind of, we came from a whole different climate than the ones that already got here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They were different. That's why, they were different, but they were the same. They still lived by the same spiritual
Absolutely.
guidance that the Africans, because they came from Africa. How you think
Yep.
they got here? They came from Africa. That's why it's more pyramids in America than it is in Africa. People don't even know this stuff.
Bingo. Bingo.
man. Listen, I need y'all to hit the like button. I need y'all to share this out. The conversation is heating up. I think we should have had Karon on the Sunday show
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's getting heavy up in here. We supposed to be talking
Right.
business.
We supposed to talk business.
It's
Keep
all
peddling,
good though. It's all
www.KaronJosephRiley.com. We'll get you keep peddling hats. We just
absolutely,
we'll sprinkle in the entrepreneurship as we go.
absolutely.
But because it's all connected though. Sincere, like
connected.
my entrepreneurship, I'm partnered up with Rock Deep Global. My new shoe, I got my own shoe line coming out, right?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, play all these years of being an athlete, never got a shoe. Well, I had my own line, not my own line, but now I get my own line because how did I do that? Linking up with another black man.
See,
I didn't get my own shoe line from Nike, Puma, all them white companies. I got my own shoe line from my brother, Rocky, from Rock Deep Global, that has been in business with his shoe company now going on 10, 12 years and is growing. And he said, man, let's build together. And I said, absolutely. That's the only way I was going to even mess with you if we was going to build together.
right.
So keep an eye out for that. Rock Deep Global. And in the meantime, go there and check him out. He has an app. His shoes are really, really dope, really affordable.
Support it.
We might have to get him. We might have to get him on the show. Let him know we got our Thursday. We got our Thursday night show.
Yeah, we definitely. I get Rocky on there. I get Rocky on the show for sure. I'll put y'all in contact when we get off the phone, man. Say less.
Yeah.
Is that the brother? Is that the shoes that you had on when I seen you at the studio?
Yeah. That was the Mansa Musa pair that I was wearing. See, all his shoes are named after like historical black African stuff, and it's the teachers, the kids. Like all my kids got them, and it's like we're in a good time too to really start making these kind of changes in our society too. Because coming up when you were younger, you couldn't wear no off brand stuff that don't nobody know about. Because then you get talked about till you cried about it. But now, man, everybody's a lot more accepting of everything that's a little bit different. So for me, I look at the advantage and take advantage of that, man. So like I load my kids up. I start changing their mentality, man. About be a leader, not a follower. Every day they get out the car to go to school, be a leader, not a follower, period. Be the thermostat.
Guess what?
Not
We blow Nike up. We blow Nike up. We blow Adidas up. All these other brands, we blow that up. So just like we blew them up, we're going to blow this brand up.
Absolutely.
It's time to come in and start taking over, though. We got to think bigger than, I think the problem is we don't think bigger than we can, right? We can take things to a whole other level because our influence, on with these brands, we're the ones who are selling it, right? So we're going to support this. We're going to blow this one up, and it's going to be bigger than Nike. We coming to take over because at the end of the day, it's our time.
I received that. And I received that, and I know Rocky receives it. You said a lot there. And it's basically, again, it comes back to your knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? You say we need to think bigger. Why would you think bigger if 90% of blacks in America think our history started as slaves?
Right.
What's bigger? What's bigger than what you got? This Mercedes-Benz I got right now is big as I can think right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, dog. We come from civilization builders, man.
Absolutely.
If you ain't thinking on a civilization level big, then you ain't thinking big enough. Like I'm sitting there trying to figure out how. I used to tell my mom and back when I was a kid, I don't even realize how heavy this was until this very moment. I used to say stuff like, Mom, when I die, I want to be buried in a pyramid.
What?
Mom, yeah, I used to say that as a little kid. I used to say a lot of stuff, but now as I get older, I start recounting that. And that just came to me just now. Like, damn, I was saying stuff like that when I was a kid, so my spirit always been in Kimmy.
That's that ancestral DNA you were speaking about earlier.
That ancestral DNA, man. I've always been big with my like I've always wanted statues around me. Like I used to tell people I want statues in my front yard and shit like they were just. But now it starts to make sense when you know that my people they built a long temple of lines and just honoring their people like statues. Like that's what we do. We create and build because we're gods. You know what I'm saying? We come from such a high level of consciousness. We build pyramids in our spare time. You know what I'm saying? The obelisk in Washington, D.C. Washington is designed like old ancient Egypt. If you look at it,
absolutely.
Stop playing.
Absolutely.
With an obelisk in the very middle that represents Amin-Ra.
Right.
They took all our shit and tried to make it theirs and make it dope. But see, that's what I'm saying. As black people knew all of this, everything you looking at is yours.
Everything you looking at is yours. They
haven't had
it, repackaged it, and sold it to us.
Their only original thought was violence, rape, and pillage. Those are the only original things they brought to the world.
Yep.
They brought everything
That's
bad.
who taught it to us because we
in the
came from
patent office.
abundance.
Yeah, and that's why as Black people, we got to stop emulating them too. We got to stop following, being up behind them. We treat our women like they treat their women. You know what I'm saying? And I was guilty of that as a young man too. Like I was. Once you start really knowing yourself, you start paying attention. Like, damn, you got to put the mirror up to yourself. Like, yo, you know, it's a level that we all got to shake free of this yearning of acceptance from them. They're not. It's not even up to them. Like I tell people all the time, I'm never like Ben, my boy Ben always say, I'm not mad at white supremacy. I'm not mad at Asian supremacy. I'm not mad at any other race supremacy, thinking that they are the best people in the world. Because you're supposed to think that, right? I'm mad because the lack of Black supremacy, because everybody can think what they want to think, but all I got to do is put the science down, and there's no more issues about who's the damn supreme being.
Ain't nothing to talk about.
Period, point blank. And again, you're right. We have to think like that as well, as a group, as a nation, right? Because everyone else thinks like a nation. They don't have that whole individual, you know, as long as I get it, then I'm just going to worry about me. As soon as we start to unite and think like a nation, just as every other group does, it's over. We won.
And it's got to be intentional. It's got to be intentional with supporting, and it starts with doing things like supporting each other.
Yes, that's why this is happening.
Like you have to be intentional about being each other's support system in this game, no matter what we're doing, because that's how we got to lead by example. It's like it's like if we're not seeking out that I call it comedic energy. Like it's like I feel like when we get back to our comedic energy as a people, I think that's when we'll start doing amazing things again. That's when we'll start rebuilding pyramids again, because I think that was the missing ingredient. That's why they can't figure out how to duplicate them.
Right.
Because they trying to look at the math, the numbers, and everything, but the last ingredient of how they made those pyramids was the comedic energy that I believe is almost like magical when Black people are actually in unison.
That connection to the all.
Yeah. Yes. Like, how do you think Moses separated the Red Sea if that was a story? Because if that happened, it was a Black man who did it. And how you think he did it? Comedic energy if that actually happened. But, you know, we know what the Bible is. But again, I like to pull that in just to show, like, yo, even if it was the case, it had to be a Black man. Like,
you're clear.
Like, come on, let's be clear. You know what I'm saying? Like you some of the stuff Moses doing, like walking that mountain, he had to be an athlete.
Right.
Man.
He probably was built like LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Why is it so hard for us, though, to, you know, say the word Black, you know, or want to be the best Black anything? You know, no other group has a problem with saying they want, you know, the first Asian this or Asian that, but with us, we feel like it's a dig at someone else if we say that, you know, we're gods, we're goddesses. That's disrespectful to someone else. Like, we're so scared of the power that we possess. Or is it that we're scared of the responsibility and accountability that comes with that?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of all of it. It's a little bit of all of it, sister. I think you got some of us who know that they're shunning from the light of their power, and they shrink themselves because of their responsibility that comes with being an example, doing the right thing most of the time, because ain't nobody perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, nobody's perfect. So I say, if you try to be as great most of 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a pretty great life. You know what I'm saying? But for like to answer your question, I think it's twofold. You have one side that doesn't even know that they're capable of coming together and sticking together, and it's like they've taught us so they've always told us when we started to shine, humble yourself, right?
Yeah.
That word humble is a spell, I believe. Like it's a thing that it does. It disarms you, and you watch some guys like get to the point and they feel like they need to shrink to make everybody else comfortable. I don't want nobody around me that feel like they got to shrink around me, like, because I'm not shrinking around nobody. It's like if you can't stand up to my energy and my power, then you just ain't meant to be around me, and it's cool. That's fine. And again, I think that's our responsibility to shine our brightest, because it gives everybody else the permission to shine too. You know, but like you said, everybody's so afraid to be their brightest selves, because again, we've been brainwashed, and we've been brainwashed by society and everything else. And unless you have a really strong sense of where you come from, that's past, slavery and other things, then you gonna be susceptible to what they tell you without you even knowing that it doesn't happen. You depower yourself on your own. I watch so many athletes and so many entertaining Black people get on TV, and I like to stay humble and do, but I'm like, dude, yeah. And as soon the moment they said they shoulders drop, they look, it's just
Right.
to me, they light turns off.
That ties into a question that I have too. You answering a lot of questions that I had just by you building. You know what I'm saying? So you're dropping a lot of gems. You know what I'm saying? And it ties into a lot of questions that I did have for you. But it's something different about you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in a position where, a lot of people would say, made it. You know what I'm saying? You made it to the top of your game as an athlete. You're doing the movies, you're doing the films, you work in front of the camera, behind the camera with some of the biggest names in the business. Now, a lot of people in your position, we don't hear them talk like how we hear you talking right now.
Right.
What is it about Hollywood or the entertainment industry that so many entertainers are afraid to speak out about certain issues, or, you know what I'm saying? Just speak on Black empowerment. You know what I mean?
It's easy, bro. Like my partner Marcus Smoot says, man, one of his favorite Jay-Z quotes is, "I don't care if the whole industry hate me. As long as I got the love of my crew, I'll thug my way through." So for me, I'm working to get my people behind me, because I know the power of us.
Right.
I know. That's why I'm waiting. I can't wait to get to Africa, to start shooting in Africa and start building in Africa, man. Like, I am so over the American game, because there's a world out there, and there's 2-3 billion Black people around it as the sands of the world. I'm about to go find all my village, man, that I left eons ago, and I'm gonna find them. That's my goal. Get my village back that knows me and sees me, because the people that are supposed to see me and are medically connected to me through the times are going to find me. So I have to get as big as possible to extend my reach, so those people can find me and we can find each other. And once I find my village, I don't need Hollywood. I don't need nobody, because I make a movie, my village is going to support me. My village is going to be there for me, and I'm going to go give back to my village everywhere I can, because that's what I'm supposed to do, because I am one of the strongest of my village.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you have that understanding too, man, so that you know that when you are working on these independent films and projects that you do have, go full blast, because we here and we got you. You know what I'm saying? We got you. You know what I'm saying? No matter how radical the idea may seem, push that shit, and we got you. The people are going to support you, because there's so much stuff that we need, that we want to see, and we can't wait for Hollywood to give it to us, because they're never going to do it.
But not in a true form, anyway.
Yeah, no, it's like waiting for America to redo the Constitution, so we actually humans in the world.
Right.
Because there's one film that I want to see y'all finish, man. You and your brother David Banner, y'all had started working on something.
Walking with Gods.
Years ago.
Walking with God. We coming back to that,
man. I'm gonna play a little clip from it.
Yeah, we coming back to this. We talk about this all the time.
Okay, good.
To be continued.
Yeah, no, we both putting ourselves in position to where that's gonna become a reality, just based on our respective polar points in the universe at some point. Like, soon somebody gonna be like, yo, we get y'all $20 million to do that movie.
And that's the thing, because when you're looking at it, it's going to take a big budget because of all of the special effects and things like that. But yeah, this needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? But that was the point that I was making.
Wait till I see the House of Ra. Wait till I see the House of Ra script. You writing the theme song for us, so get your mind right.
Say that. My mind is already right. I stay ready, so I ain't gotta get ready.
Exactly.
My brother.
Stay ready, so I ain't got to get ready. But check it out, y'all. Check it out. For those of y'all that don't know, this is a clip from Walking with Gods. Explain it, brother. Explain it.
All right, so take it back a little bit, like you a little further. Take it to me when I walk in, so I can set the scene. So I played detective. Yeah, it look like it's playing when I already died. All right, anyway, look. So I played detective in this series, and I've been blessed. So the whole series, called Walking with Gods, is basically the theory of God is giving each of his gifts to to mortals on earth, black mortals on earth. So like I have the vision of God, right? Banner's character has the arm of God, like the power and strength of God. It was 3 other characters that he wanted to get, like Idris and a couple other, like T.I., other people to play the other gifts, like the hearing of God and all the different things, and we supposed to all come together to whatever. So this scene right here is me coming to a crime scene, and I'm able to see what really happened because I have the eyes of God. So like everybody's like, man, she's dead, but what happened? I'm able to go back and see everything in real time because I'm all seeing. So that's that clip. Go ahead and roll it.
Should I back it up a little bit?
Yep.
Back it up a little bit, right?
Yep.
Thought it was at 123. Let me see.
It's gonna be me coming down the stairs. Go look. Go in. Go up to like right. It's gonna be like at not that far. Not that far.
Too far.
Too far. Keep going. Keep going. Right there. Right there.
Right there.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, here we go. Here we go, family. Doing the damn thing. And that's what I'm talking about, man.
Ready.
I know that's going to take a little bit of bread to really complete. But like I said, come to the grassroots, brother. Come to the grassroots. We will fund that project. You know what I'm saying?
Have you thought about crowdfunding?
Hold on. I think he's got to get his mic set back up.
Yeah.
Y'all saw that? Y'all
we
saw
just
that, family?
working on a couple different angles. What?
Oh no, I was talking to the chat. Talking to everybody in the chat. They loving it.
Find some power.
Everybody in the chat, y'all like that clip? Yeah, go check it out. There's actually a few parts of it on YouTube. Just type in "Walking with Gods" with David Banner and Karon Joseph Riley, and y'all can check out the little mini episodes that they do have on YouTube. Shit is dope, man. Shit is dope.
We need this. I say you and Dave Banner, with your platforms as large as they are, with us, you know, the help of the grassroots, some crowdfunding, we can get some money started, you know, to get this thing in the works so we can get it finished, because this has to be released.
Everybody in the chat, type a number 7 if you would support this film, if you would contribute to a crowdfunding for this film. Type a number 7. And if you're watching this on a replay, leave a comment inside the comment section, yay or nay. Would you support a film like this from our brothers David Banner, Karon Joseph Riley, man, to help them get something like that done? Let us know.
Yeah, man.
And not just, you know, the movie itself, but the talent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you from what's the one from Tyler Perry? With the neighbors. Oh my God.
Love that.
My mom watched that faithfully on Tuesdays, you know. And so when he told me, I was like, you know who? And when I was like, oh, that's the guy. It's just a name, you know. I would call you by the name, from the character on that show. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember his name. What was his name? I don't even remember that.
But that was me and my mom, boy. We couldn't wait for that show. Actually, is that still a thing? It hasn't been on.
No, that I think it's probably just in syndication of Tyler. Yeah, he's on the reruns, but he canceled that show a while ago.
He shouldn't have. That was great.
Yeah,
How was it working with him?
Oh man, Tyler's, he's a trailblazer. I got a great nugget from Tyler, and I think that was the single purpose for all those encounters that we got to work together when he hired me. I'm very thankful to Tyler for my career. He gave me early work in my career that really helped me kind of build a good foundation. And the way he works is really, it's really fast, and it teaches you as an actor to be prepared and just being able to be do the work so you can do the work fast and effectively. So I learned that from Tyler. And also one nugget he gave me one nugget when I never forget it. He said, own everything. Don't sell nothing that comes out of your spirit.
Amen.
Hey, tell our brother, we appreciate that he worked fast and all that, but slow down with the wigs. Take your time and get the wigs right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all ain't gonna get me in that.
That's all right.
To each his own, man. Tyler, when I shot over there, I did Ambitions over there with Will Packer a couple seasons ago for Oprah on the OWN network. So we shot on his new studio, and it kind of just got built. And man, I'm not gonna front, man. It was days when I was there early before I had to check in, and I would, drive around the whole studio and the whole campus, man. And I would get emotional, man, just because I knew that it was a Black man who did this. So for me, the way my mind operates and works, I'm like, man, well, dang it, now I gotta go ahead and
I gotta set my game up.
Now it's got to get done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now it put another fire in my spirit to saying, man, dude, this is confirmation that, man, there's nothing we can't do when we're intentional and we believe in ourselves beyond measure. And I think that's what they've taken away from us. They taught us how not to believe in ourselves, right. how not to believe that we are worthy of respect and worthy of what we deserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, if everybody read and studied and understood where they came from, like, the people on this pit and the millions of Blacks in this country, we wouldn't have no more problems, because I think people just right. The energy that would swell, it would overwhelm them, and it just wouldn't tolerate it. You know what I'm saying?
You see it happening now with just a little bit of us that's waking up.
Imagine a tsunami if this was just
exactly. It was global.
If we took control back of our education for 2 generations. You know what I'm saying?
It would happen literally overnight.
Yeah, literally. And that's the thing, though, Sincere, we really got to start thinking on the civilization scale. Like, I mean that, man. Like, one of the goals I want to do is, as my platform grows, I want to be able to do things like open, like my brother Jalen Rose. He's at a school in Detroit for dang 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They talk about LeBron because it's LeBron, but Jalen did it 6-7 years before LeBron even did it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's how they do us in the community. You know what I'm saying? They big on one. That's the one they allow to big up. But like Jalen, I always got to shout out my brother Jalen Rose, Detroit, stand up. What up, though? He's been doing amazing things in the community that go, unnoticed and unseen. But those things need to be noticed and seen by everybody in our community. All Blacks need to know not only LeBron did it, Jalen Rose did it.
Absolutely.
I think it's another brother who worked on doing it. So it's like we got to start knowing where all our power centers are, because you don't know which one is going to inspire the next youngin to activate them, because we got a bunch of deactivated gods, man. We got to start activating each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And you're right. Of course, they'll shine a light on LeBron, because LeBron is like a superhero figure. He's not even real. Like, I heard LeBron talk about before he met Michael Jordan, he didn't think Michael Jordan was a real person. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how LeBron is looked at by, a large portion of the community. So if he's building a school, it still don't seem possible. You know what I'm saying? Right. It still seems like something that's not attainable, you know what I'm saying, for the average person. But when it becomes more of the norm, just building institutions, period, not just schools, but just
that's why it's big. Jalen Rose is blown up, because Jalen is looked at more as more common than LeBron, right? You know
exactly.
What I'm saying? He seems a little closer and a little realer, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Just because of where he at, in the hierarchy of things. But I agree with you 100%. Like, we definitely need to show all the wins and actually get more of it becoming more the norm, man. Like, We really got to. We got to get control of the education because that's really where
That's
our
right.
stuff.
That's right, Jackson Harlem. You see the own and control hat. That's what we about around here.
Yeah.
Own and
Right.
control. That's what we about around here. And that's a black-owned brand, by the way. Shout out to On Code Clothing Line. Y'all make sure y'all support my brother at On Code Clothing. And I see you got you got your brand on the crown right now. The Keep Pedaling. Talk about the philosophy and the brand, and let people know where they could get that too.
Yeah, man. So Keep Pedaling is basically it's connected again. It's just to the comedic energy that we all have that we all have in us. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm a cyclist. I ride my bike a lot. So for me, it's like I remember I used to be on ride sometimes. I'd be so far from home, and in my mind, it was like just keep pedaling, and you'll get back home. You know what I'm saying? You might not get there fast. It may take you longer than you expected, but if you keep pedaling, you'll get home. So then I started looking at my life and my career and just everything, and I'm like, man, that's just kind of been who I am my whole life. I ain't never just really not stopped. I just put my head down and just go until I look up, and it was like, oh damn. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? It's like things happen to me, things happen in life that's gonna make that ride a little harder sometimes. It's gonna be fun parts of the ride too. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're gonna be going up those hills of life. People like, oh my God, it's killing me, killing me. But guess what? Usually when you get to the top of the hill, you got a downhill, and that's fun. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's all about perspective in life. People so the bike for me just gave me a broad view perspective of life. So that's where I got to keep pedaling from, because it's just, if you own the bike of life, which is your life, is a bike basically. And basically, if you think about life, it's like a bike. As long as it's moving forward, it stays upright, right? Nobody understands why that works. Really, that's another thing like the pyramids. Black man invented a bike too, by the way. Just but again, you can't keep you as long as it's moving at a certain speed, it'll stay upright and it'll stay in its purpose. So that's like humans. It's us. As long as we stay in motion, moving forward, we'll stay upright. There's gonna be times along our journeys we're gonna go faster, we're gonna go slower, but you better not get off that goddamn bike.
Period.
Pedaling.
That's what. And if you fall, get back on and keep pedaling.
Right. So it's not a brand, it's an energy. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell people, don't buy it because it look good. Buy it because you want to feel the energy of like, yo, I'm not stopping today. I'm going. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling the energy. I'm selling the piece of my essence to let you feel this unquenchable fire that I have in my pit of my stomach every day that I feel like it ain't never gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? It's like anxiety of just excitement of life and just knowing that everything I've seen is just a matter of time before it becomes real, you know? So.
And listen, family, when he say, when I on my bike and I get so far away from home, I'm talking about this man will ride a bike from Georgia to Alabama.
Oh,
from Georgia to, this is not a human being, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, hit the share button, tell a friend and tell a friend. We got a real black Superman in the building on Sincereluvdagod cast tonight, man.
Right.
Make sure y'all visit.
And where can where can we follow? Where can we find your brand? Where can we find it?
That's what I'm about to say.
Here, right there on the screen, Karon Joseph Riley .com is where you can see all my latest projects, all the merch and stuff that's coming about. Right now, I'm just focusing just on the hats. I'm building everything just really slow, intentional, and purposeful. I don't want to jump out there too fast and try to be the master of all things and jack of all trades and a master of none. I'm just really trying to be very methodical with what I'm doing. Just keep everything.
And I'm about to buy one right now for my 16-year-old son.
I need the black and the camo.
Yeah, so these gonna be the last run of this style. So if you getting them now, get them because this is gonna be the last run, and then I'm going to the basically the fall style with all wool. And I'm gonna change the patches up probably to like leather patches. They're gonna be dope. So.
Okay, no doubt. What else can we look out for, man? What else can we
man, like I said, 22 is gonna be big for me, boy. I'm gonna be everywhere. This BET show. I have 2 or 3 4 or 5 movies is out there. I got another project in ABFF this year with the life of Liam White. That's a really dope film I did with Harold Jackson as the director and the writer up in DC. Really brilliant, talented brother, man. And I was really proud of that project. And it's gonna be airing at ABFF You can go to abff.com now, from like November 4th to November 20th, and you can watch everything at the ABFF. That's the African American Black Film Festival, created by a Black man, Jeff Friday. So support it. Go down and tune in and check it out. It's the life of Liam White. I think it's something like that. The Liam White. It's amazing. It's an amazing movie. I think everybody who's watching this, you should watch it if you really just love seeing really good cinematic art. That's going on like kind of recently now. Like I said, I'm getting these other films out. The BET thing. Oh, my book is coming. Man Laws. First quarter. Audrey Ori, the queen of storytelling, Black-owned woman that owns the publishing company, which is my publishing company, 13th and Joan. We are doing our Black Man's Brunch conference in February now. We moved. It was going to be in November, but everybody was getting so busy. Audrey actually moved it today to February. Just check my page and we start having some updates on that coming up. But I'm part of the 100 Seeds of Promise initiative through 13th and Joan that Audrey kind of made me the ambassador to say Black men need to start telling their stories, because obviously if we don't.
Is this still accurate, what I got on the screen?
Yep, that's good. So her whole initiative is Black men, we just got to start telling our stories, because again, if we don't leave our stories, then they gonna try to destroy it, or it's gonna be harder if more of us start telling the story to get rid of the information. So for us, we got to flood the market, because Black women are writing. Black women are writing at a much higher rate than Black men. And her whole thing is, as a Black woman, she's like, I feel like I got to make sure I help my brothers catch up and get right, because I think it's a very integral part of our overall health in our African community that Black men start getting our stories out there. You know what I'm saying? Like Sincere, I would invite you to the brunch for sure to come and sit down at the table with us, because you got a hell of a story.
Absolutely.
You definitely need to get that book done. And the way Audrey does it, you really have a opportunity to get it done. Like it's not, she really helps you stay on track and get your book done. So it's really a plus. So like, you one of the brothers that I wanted to invite, and a couple other people. I've been getting on Banner to get his written. But this is the first of many for me, bro. This one is called Man Laws. And it's basically my code, but the code I've lived by my whole life, and the laws I got along the way as a boy to a man. You know, every stage of life, you get a different set of laws if you're around the right people. And it starts off very early. And what prompted me to do this book was years and years ago. I started it as a joke, because I started seeing a lot of violations in the man world. You know, started seeing, brothers dapping with the left hand and just doing flagrant things, not even looking at each other in the eye when they shook hands. Weak handshakes, just
And I know you got a son too. I know you're a great dad as well. I remember I used to see your son at the gym playing ball with my son and all that too. So how's he doing? How old is he now?
Everything, man. Kal-El just made his middle school team, so congrats to that, man. I'm proud as anything. He's never had. He's almost like your son at Doogie House. He's never had nothing less than an A in school since he's brilliant, man. He's a super brilliant kid, and he's so smart. I always tell him, like, man, dude, don't even. If you want to go to the NBA, you can do what you want to do. I try to tell you, anything you see, you just got to put the work in to get there, man. But he's doing great, man. He made his middle school team, and they rocking, man. They rocking.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so the whole man law was just me trying to, give my set of rules out, man. It just haven't been. It's going to be a section in the book that shows you how to change a tire, how to put a condom on properly, how to tie a tie.
Practical shit.
Practical shit.
Okay.
That you just, how to tie a tie, how to tie a bow tie if you choose to wear a tie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How a suit is supposed to fit on the sleeve. Are you supposed to have an inch showing depending on what kind of suit it is? If it's a tuxedo, more white versus biz. It's all the little things that you don't usually, you take for granted because I know them. But then you start seeing young brothers walking around with your pants way below your butt. That's like a man law. You understand what that symbolizes and what that means. So that's in the book. That's in the book. That's actually a law, man. Thou shalt not wear my pants below this line, because what it symbolizes for me as a man. Everything is symbolic. You got to constantly check your symbols and symbolism around you, because people this shit put spells on people. They don't even know what's happening.
They don't even know what's happening. But again, it goes back to knowledge. right? And if you're not studying and learning, then you're going to be out here blindly doing things that you think is hip, that you think is maybe trendy or pop culture, and it's not. It means something totally different than what they think, but they don't know. And unfortunately, they don't have men like you, men like Sincere, one maybe that's teaching them, mentoring them, and books that are going to be available, such as yours, to show them the right way. And I will definitely be supporting that.
Yeah, so that's just me trying to cover more ground. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How can I
do an audio version too, man? You know what I mean? In your own voice.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely a lane we get done, because the audio book is big now, and we definitely do it that way. And I put a lot of more commentary in it when I do it in my own voice. It'd be a lot more entertaining in the book.
Yeah. That'll be.
I can tell those actually, because each law comes with a story behind how I developed this law. You know what I'm saying? Like each law I have, it was a story and an experience that made me have this law. You know what I'm saying? Some of them were self-taught, and some of them were given to me.
Life experiences.
Yeah, life experience. Like I said, the universe gave to the self-taught ones are the ones the universe gave. You see what I'm saying? And the ones that was given to me from other people, other energies, those are in there as well. So it takes a village to raise a spirit. So. Amen.
I think that's what we're missing too. The village.
Yeah, the village. They broken the village. They've been working on breaking it since the 50s, but they brought all the welfare and the crack and all that. All those were attacks on the village.
Major attacks on the village.
Dividing
the Black family, taking the man out of the home. We can go on, and we're still not fully recovered from that.
Nah, man, because here's the problem. We've been in active warfare since we got out of slavery, and we still don't even realize it. When you don't know when you in war, you ain't got a chance to win that war.
Right.
Like we actually running around here as Black people think we not in the war.
Right. Wow. I think people know. I think some of them rather assimilate though. Right. If I can get a few biscuits for myself, and they leave me alone and I feel like I'm safe, then, they can be in war, but they don't understand that them giving you a few biscuits and leaving you alone right now, they're coming back for you. They always break their tools.
Right. And here's the thing. If you're not thinking civilization-wise, legacy-wise, thinking like the reason why I'm trying to go so hard, the reason why I'm going so hard is because I'm able. Like I know I'm a very strong spirit, right? I don't know if my children are going to be as strong as I am. So my responsibility is to secure the village is strong. I got to build the kingdom up as big and as strong as I can, just in case the next predecessor ain't as strong. So the ground I lay protects my legacy to the next generation can get there, because the next strong seed might come as a grandchild.
Right.
And which might be me reincarnated, might be me back. You know what I'm saying? I might take me a while to get back before I get back in. But I got to lay the groundwork so something's back when I do come back. You know what I'm saying? Right. So people, again, we as Black people, we constantly thinking because they got us in survival mode. We got to get out of survival mode and get into
live.
Yeah, we got to We got to get back in touch with like just everything that's us, man. Like we got to get back into our nature of nature. We got to start getting back holistic in all our spiritual ways, man. Like I'm studying actual African religion and spiritual stuff. I don't even mess with no Western stuff anymore. Right. And that's the first time in my spiritual life it all makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I was in church last Sunday with my Babalua on FaceTime, and I was like, yo, now that's the kind of church I can go to. You know what I'm saying? Like it was very informative and very, very, very kindred to my spirit. Like it just made sense.
It made sense.
And when shit makes sense. Like I tell people all the time, when shit don't make sense, stop lying to yourself. It don't make no goddamn sense.
But sometimes people just want to be comfortable. So, even though they know it's a lie, but it's a comfortable lie, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to lean on this lie because it makes me feel comfortable. It makes me not have to do any work, right? Some people lean on those things because they are not ready to put in the work to make the necessary changes. Mm-hmm. You eventually have to put in the work. You cannot live life stagnant. And living in this little comfortable space for now. It's going to get uncomfortable. It's getting uncomfortable for us now with this pandemic, with these mandates, food shortages, etc. It's getting uncomfortable now.
That's why I wasn't tripping if Trump got out or not, because I was loving how he kept us on guard. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Biden got in and we always get back off guard a little bit. Now it's like,
as we did with Obama.
Right. Again, it's like I think Trump was the best thing to happen to Black people in a long time, if you really just look at it, because it really started to galvanize us as a people, and it really started pushing. It's like when you put a motherfucker in the corner, they gonna fight harder. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to thinking you're not in the corner just because they let you stay in the middle of the room. You're still in the locked room.
Right.
Look how happy Nicely got when you said that. Man.
You know what? Because he's
to know
the
that you're not
first
alone?
person I've heard say that. That's, I guess, a public figure. You know, that be honest enough to say that without saying, you're a Trump supporter, or you're a Republican or whatever. No, it's just common sense. It's common sense.
I don't support anything in this government the way it's established right now, because I know it's established on. Like I'm not walking around here with blinders on. I can't support the hypocrisy of this government, because it's amazing to me. All you got to do is acknowledge what's gone down and let's fix it. But you don't want to, because you know it's working for you. That's how I know. It's unbelievable. So for me, I'm too intelligent and too well read to even go out and even anybody who know me know Karon don't give a damn about none of that stuff, because I know the way it's running is it's got to be dismantled at a different level.
Absolutely.
Right. Absolutely.
Sincereluvdagod cast, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, to me, that's a battle that unless we really get righteous right, like we really find our support with each other, that's the only time we can fight that battle. Like the only way we can get that change is that we start rolling as a singular nation within a nation.
Exactly.
Like, we have to form our own political party. We have to form our own political champions. Then we have to put all our might and power behind those political champions. Everything outside of our political champions is noise.
Exactly. And not just that, we got to put our money behind them too. Because money talk, bullshit walk. Ain't that what we were taught? Right? Exactly. So you can't talk about it and then not want to put $1 behind it. So this person that you put in, that you're pushing, is working specifically for you and your group. All we're doing is going to the ballot, checking a box, and we don't know anything about these individuals. We're going along with who they give us. And how's that worked out for us for the last 55 years?
Listen, man.
Absolutely.
Listen, man.
Absolutely.
For me, like I said, I don't even talk politics, because to me it's like talking a board game that I ain't even got access to yet. But I know how to get access to it. And the only way we're gonna do it is we got to solidify ourselves as one nation, this nation. We can't be running around talking about we Democrat, Republican, and all that other mess. We got to be Black nation, and this is our political champions. It could be a woman or a man, or a man and a woman, or two women. It could be however. I think we should find some more women leaders to take the reins, because some of our richest time in our committee history, women were in charge.
Boom.
I keep
saying
nobody
want to hear that.
I'm like, man, just let us men do what we do, man. We'll go ahead and shore up these walls and make sure shit is good, and make sure the fun activities is on point. Y'all run all that stuff.
Right.
Call us when it's time to go whoop some ass. That's it.
That I was just gonna say that. Call the men when it's time for war.
Right. And then other than that, man, y'all work y'all best feminine wiles to keep us out of war. You know what I'm saying? Because we get up in there, the first thing we want to do is let's go to war. Fuck it.
Right. Right.
What you say? All right, let's blow them up.
And sometimes they think that that's a negative thing, a woman running something like that, right? They say, well, she's trying to be masculine. She's not letting a man be a man. No, she is in her divine feminine realm. She is being that.
She's the second self of the creator.
Right.
Exactly. We all came from her. She's the second self of the creator. So
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So it's like, one of the dopest pharaohs in our history, man. The reason why he one of the dopest pharaohs is because he brought his wife up to be on equal rank with him.
Right.
The whole civilization thrived because of that one singular decision. It was like one of the first times in like history, the man and the woman that became just as powerful. And after that, that's when we started having other female leaders, and it was crazy. Like, I just, once you start learning history, you start looking at everything differently. And I think for me, I'm not any different than anybody else. I didn't always know these things.
Me neither,
what I'm saying?
Right. Still learning.
Right. And our jobs as parents and the generation who is starting to become woke and more knowledgeable of our existence. It's our job to make sure our kids pick up this openness and knowledge way before we did, and that's how you start leapfrogging. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
that's really our responsibility as thought leaders and free thinkers in this society where they favor this society favors the sheep and rewards the wolf.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a word right there. That was a word.
It just came out of me. I don't even know if I don't know. That's the first time I said that one.
You tapped
That
in,
was a
brother.
bar.
You tapped in. You gonna tap in,
that one down. This world favors the sheep and rewards the wolf. Ooh, that was heavy. Damn,
bars.
That was a whole. That was a whole word.
Bars. Yeah, man. Listen. This is a great conversation, family. We need y'all to share this out. Click the like button, like we always tell you. You know what I'm saying? That helps us get more tapped in with the algorithm, and more people have an opportunity to see the broadcast when you click those buttons. So make sure y'all definitely doing that. For those of y'all that's watching this on the replay, we are here with our brother Karon Joseph Riley, and we are chopping it up. Bro, I know we're not going to be able to keep you all night, but I still got a couple of things that I did want to ask you about. Say what?
We good.
Okay, no doubt. So I do want to ask you about this independent film, the web series that y'all was working on, The Bottom. But before we even talk about that, though, whatever happened to the role? I remember you was coming to the barbershop and you were studying to play Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? What happened with that?
The Last Punch, man. It's still on the shelf, man. I had to learn a valuable lesson with that film. Man, we got to really watch what we say out of our tongues, right? So in the middle of shooting the movie, it was a first-time production team. Bless their hearts, they did the best they could with everything. But I could tell there was some things that was a little off with just stuff, right? So I'm saying to myself, like, man, this movie ain't gonna come out till I blow up. I just said it, like, thinking like, yeah, this is just my damn luck, right? This movie come out after I blow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this could very well be the movie that'd be like, oh my God, this motherfucker can't really act. You know what I'm saying? But again, I said that, and now it's on the shelf to this day. But I heard they shopping around. I know a big thing that they were trying to recoup their money on it to make sure that made sense. Though, as a producer, I understand. It's a crazy game out there. But now with the new content gold rush, I'm pretty sure
y'all shot it and completed it and everything.
Yeah, it's done. That mug is done. Yeah, it's done.
So what was it like channeling the great Ali? What was that like, getting into that role?
It was a single. I believe it was one of the most impactful moments of my life, because it actually brought everything that I am now. It actually activated that spirit in me, and it made me more sure of my purpose. It gave me more clarity into who I was and what my purpose was. And it taught me so much about just myself through the eyes of the champ, because when I tapped into the essence of his spirit, I completely, once I understood what purpose he was living through, I understood that was a superpower. That's what he was not. Boxing was just something he did. You know what I'm saying? Boxing was the platform which gave him the world's ear for him to show Black people that we are supposed to speak highly of ourselves. We are supposed to be proud of ourselves. We are supposed to be proud of each other. We are supposed to shine everywhere we go. Ali tried to tell us Ali was teaching y'all the secret in plain view.
Right.
The secret. What you come out of your mouth with is what your life gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I'm the champ. I said that before I even was. I'm so pretty. I mean, everything was positive affirmations. And all of a sudden, the world believed it. He believed it. Everybody, and that's what this is all about. That's why you always hear me talk, hey, man, I am the best. You ain't never heard death into my life. Nas got a bar on his new album. He say, man, don't rap about death. Words have power. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Every rapper who raps about death,
leaving up out of here.
Like, I heard a bar from Nipsey Hussle, rest that young King Soul, man. He said, I'm this generation's Tupac. I don't know if I want to self-profile that.
Right.
Power to the God, Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? That's another one of our great minds that we lost way too early. He hadn't even tapped into his true power, man. He was just He was just charging up. He hadn't even, man, I was just getting into Nipsey when it happened. Like somebody just pulled my coat to him. I was like, let me check the young fella out. And like, I swear, man, it was like 2 months before it happened. I was like, oh, this young guy, okay. And then I started, of course, when you find somebody, you go back to their discography. So I went all the way back. At that point, I started going back to see his growth because that victory lap is a problem.
Yes,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Yes,
like that was like I felt that album was an old school classic. You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
It was only a few people putting albums like that together through over the last 20 years. That victory, like, oh man, that mother come in. I'm like, oh man, you know how to make a moment, young fella. That's it. So that's
and when you get into Nip too, it's kind of like what you said with Ali. You said boxing was just something that he did. The music was something that Nip did, but when you get into the man, when you start to listen to the interviews and think about how this young man's mind was working, that's when you really be like, yo, I fucks with Nip. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it was for me. Like, I rock with the music heavy, of course. You know what I'm saying? But when I used to hear the man speak, I was like, man, this kid different. It made me want to elevate and tap more in, go more within myself and discover my power even more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was inspired by him in that way. You know what I mean? But Victory
like
Lap was the best album in 2018, though.
Just like Ali said, man, he was dropping jewels all the time. Man, I spoke some things into the universe and they appeared. Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? When you got guys that's giving the Jews out, I mean, that's what Ali was doing. And it's, to me, it's like, that's what I'm doing now. That's why you say why I'm not afraid to speak the way I speak. Because I'm working on a different I'm on a different purpose level. So for me, what outside of that doesn't matter for me. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's the purpose for me. I chase my purpose and not people, and I chase greatness and not money. I live by that.
So that's our answer, y'all. That's our answer, family, right there. When you wonder why your favorite entertainers, your favorite celebrities don't really speak the way that you think that they should, it's all about what their actual goal is. You know what I'm saying? They're chasing something different. And you can't really be mad at somebody for that. You know what I'm saying? That's their choice. You know, they chose that path. You just got to be able to separate the art from the artist. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we want to throw away the baby with the bathwater. Oh, I don't fuck with that nigga no more. He canceled. Nah, that's corny to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might not agree with all the moves that Jay-Z make, but he's still one of the best MCs when it comes to that microphone. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So that's what that is. I want you to talk about the bottom, man. And you know, this is something that y'all worked on independently with y'all own money and everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the bottom, man, that's I did that project with my partners, Lim Collins and Marcus Monroe of Scriptworks. This was really, man, this was Lim and Marcus's baby, man. I was just an actor. I tell people all the time, I was an actor because we create together all the time. So they came to me like, man, we want to come up. We actually came up with the concept on the porch together. We were sitting out there having one of our sessions, creating like we do. And they came up with the whole scenario. This is like based in Detroit. We wanted to be in Detroit, and it was going to come up behind. Basically, the whole concept is based on an Eminem song, "The Bottom," right? So that was going to be the catch of the whole thing. That's why we built a base in Detroit, and we wanted to be like a series that just kind of represented Eminem's "The Bottom" of the whole come up and all what the whole song is, right? So and that's where it came from. I was like, oh, that's dope. And their whole idea was we get the Eminem bottom and it hit the YouTube and Eminem likes it. Next thing you know, it's gone. And they had this whole plan with the whole algorithm of life on the internet and all that. I was like, yeah, I just think it's a dope concept. Let's rock with it. I'm not really tripping on what it's gonna do with the algorithm. It could work. I'm with it. If it works, I'm cool. I love it. But again, we put this project together and we, like you said, we did it. We got it out the mud on this one, bro. We did a lot of guerrilla shooting, which was hella fun. I prefer it that way sometimes. It just makes me feel more, make me more going against the establishment doing it that way, right? And so we actually just won the Bronze Lens Film Festival for Best Web Series in this past August. So
congratulations.
So it's an award-winning web series. I directed the second episode, and of course, my other partner did one, and we all just started, and we take our, we started building each other's skill sets up, working on our own projects. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the, build your own table. Like we building up our team to be able. We won't have any weak links. We can act, write, direct, produce. We can do. All of us can do it all. So it's there are no weak links here. We all kings and we do king things.
Dope, man. And again, this is when I first realized that you had things going on kind of behind the scenes and on the independent level. I've been knew you was, making movies and stuff like that. But when I seen you, it was just, yo, peace, how you doing, brother? That's it. I ain't never even tell you that I do music or nothing like that. But when I seen this, I'm like, yo, that's when I reached out, like, yo, listen, if you ever need some music for any of these films you're working on, let me know. And again, just like you came on the show tonight, I mean, it wasn't even like, I don't even think it was 2 weeks went by. You sent me the script for the Christmas joint. It was like, let me see what you can do with this. And you know what I mean? So again, man, it just goes to say a lot about your character, man. I appreciate you for that opportunity as well.
You, man, I'm building with you, King. I'm telling you, bro. You gonna do the House of Ra? I mean, that theme song is gonna become like a world song for Black people, dog. So that's no pressure.
Okay, no doubt. All right, I'm gonna play this short scene from the web series The Bottom. Y'all can check this series out on YouTube, y'all. What channel is it on?
Scriptworks.
Y'all make sure y'all go check this out. It's called The Bottom. All right, here go my brother.
Well, you should let that theme song play. That theme song go hard.
All right, well, let me bring it back then.
You gotta bring it in, dog.
Let me bring it back then.
These things up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, just let that run right there.
Let me see.
Welcome to the bottom. Everybody losing, so we hustling. Everybody going through the struggle. Everybody grieving, cause everybody got too much to juggle. So we gotta stay strong off the muscle. Welcome to the bottom. Everybody losing, so we hustling. Everybody going through the struggle. Everybody grieving, cause everybody got too much to juggle. So we gotta stay strong off the muscle. Welcome to the bottom.
Need you see him, Miss Jacobs?
Yeah. Come on in and have a seat. Listen, I'm gonna call you back after lunch. All right. Reggie, what's up? Not gonna beat around the bush. The contract we hired you for, it fell through. We're gonna have to let you go.
Come on, man. Not on the first day. You gonna fire me?
I'm sorry.
You sorry. Tell it to my wife and kid, motherfucker.
You tell it to mine when I lose my business for sympathizing. Look, brother, as soon as some more work comes in, I got you.
It's all good. This place too small for me anyway, man. I took myself down to a worker. You know what? Thanks for the opportunity.
I'm at the bottom, man! Get off me! I need this! Give me this shit! Help!
I'm sorry, man.
All right.
Yeah, that shit. I forgot about that. That was dope. I forgot. Man, that was good. I ain't seen that shit in so long.
Yeah, that was good, man. That was my brother can act for real, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out, man.
Man, that song, man. I sat on the porch with my brother Marcus, and then they just wrote that song right on the back porch, man. That song to me goes so hard. Welcome to the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so dope, man. I got so many talented friends, man. I'm so happy.
All right, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I think some of y'all in the chat, y'all might be behind. Y'all seem like y'all commenting on stuff we were saying a couple of minutes ago. Just hit the fast forward button so y'all could catch up to the live. But again, family, we here kicking it with Karon Joseph Riley on Sincereluvdagod cast, and this is our Black Business Showcase. This has definitely been a great conversation, man. You got any more burning questions you got for our brother Nicey before we get out of here? Your mic is muted. It doesn't look like it's muted, but I don't hear you.
Right.
You hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. I'm sorry. What does freedom mean to you?
Freedom means to me that everything that is supplied to me is coming directly out of me. Basically, I'm the source of my basically everything. My family's safe. I have financial legacy to basically secure my family a couple generations at minimum, and I can do what I want to do.
That's good enough. That's good enough, Joe. Love your beautiful wife, and you know her stuff as well. And
yeah, man.
Phone over here, folks texting.
And my brother Karon, any parting words that you have for the family, man? What would you like to say to the world if you had the bullhorn and the whole world was listening? What do you need all of us to know and understand before we get out of here? Go ahead, think about it for a minute, brother.
I would implore us all to dig deep inside ourselves and find that actual love for yourself, that unconditional love for yourself, and that's gonna help us balance the frequencies that's got the world completely upside down right now. I think it's got to be a collective effort. We have to really find the balance. The balance has to return. Or we gonna all shift off to the joint. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's imperative that we find ourselves first. Stop looking outward. Start looking inward.
Inward. Thank you.
Balance. Go within. Find the gems that are inside of you. Bring balance into the universe. That's great right there. So yeah, family. Once again, my name is Sincereluvdagod. This is my co-host, Nicey Girl. This has been another great episode of Sincereluvdagod cast with our special guest, Karon Joseph Riley. Appreciate you coming through, brother. And I need y'all to always remember. Actually, shout out to the chat, everybody in the chat. We appreciate y'all.
One more tidbit that we've been doing totally wrong. This is the peace sign, not this. This is the sign. We've been doing the sign of war, thinking it's peace. See how they got us flipped?
Right.
Peace. Together.
Black man law. You know what I mean? But yeah, thank you to everybody chiming in the chat. Shout out to Jackson Harlem, our community administrator. We appreciate you, brother, doing the damn thing up in here. What am I forgetting, Nicely? I know I'm forgetting something that we supposed to do before we get out of here.
Our parting words, of course, but of course, hit the notification bells. Make sure that you like, make sure you share. And again, thank you guys for joining us tonight on Sincereluvdagod cast Black Business Showcase. And
I know what it is.
What?
I know what it is. Tell everybody where they can find you at on social media.
Karon Joseph Riley, all platforms, basically, some form of that.
Are you active on these platforms?
Yeah, I'm active. I'm
getting more and more active. I see you over there. You know what I mean?
Before you also, can he share one more time your partner's shoe deal? Because we want to make sure that we support that.
Yeah, Rock Deep Global. Rock Deep Global. www.rockdeepglobal.
Got it.
7K Deep Global.
Yep. Got it. Yep. And you can follow me on all social media platforms at Sincereluvdagod. And Nicey Girl is at NiceyGirl1 on Instagram and without the one on every other platform, correct?
Right.
Correct. Got it. All right, so I think that about does it right there. I think that about wraps it up. Again, make sure y'all support the platform financially as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, we trying to grow. We want to get, you know, better with the stream, get better equipment. We want to get this StreamYard logo off the top of here. You know what I'm saying? Do the damn thing a little bit better for y'all. So support if you can. You know what I'm saying? Hit up the Cash App as well. You know what I'm saying? And once again, family, always remember, we are not the master teachers. We are only the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media.
Make sure you tune in next week for another great episode as we take you Black to the future.
That's right. That's right. Peace, family. Appreciate all y'all.
Peace. Thank you, Karon.
You're welcome, Queen. Love y'all.
Love you too.